Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Steffy and Ridge's permanent hope for the future shutdown stops line revival. The bold and the beautiful B&B. Spoilers reveal that Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, won't be willing to give up his relationship with Hope Logan, Annika Noel, so his fight against the Forresters is only going to heat up from here. Since Carter won't surrender to Ridge Forrester's Thorsten K. ultimatum, this feud is going to get worse and come with some unpleasant surprises. Carter will file the LLC paperwork to take over Forrester Creations, so there may not be anything Justin Barber, Aaron D. Spears, can do to prevent him from officially taking charge. However, B&B spoilers for the week of December 2 to 6 say Ridge is going to make a daring move that's a game changer. Soon after, Steffy and Ridge will strike back, and they'll use Hope Logan's, Annika Noel, future to do it. Since we know Ridge and Steffy are going to target Hope in some way, this may have something to do with her line. Steffy already canceled Hope for the future, so it may not be listed anywhere in the LLC paperwork. Perhaps that'll allow Ridge and Steffy to make another legal move, one that prevents Hope from restarting her line without their involvement. In other words, Steffy and Ridge might be able to make this Hope for the future shutdown permanent. Since a key element of Carter's plan was bringing back Hope's line, that could be a crushing blow for both of them. Of course, Carter can presumably still reinstate Hope at the company and give her a brand new line or position, but this would mean losing her baby. Hope for the future has been a big part of Hope's life for many years, but Ridge and Steffy may end up with control of it and vow that it'll never come back. If Carter's going to play it like this, Steffy and Ridge may feel entitled to play just as dirty with a sneaky legal power play of their own. Regardless, Hope won't be deterred by whatever Ridge and Steffy try to pull against Carter's plot. Our predictions point to Hope continuing to give Carter her full support when it comes to this takeover and all his grand ideas. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Steffy and Ridge will make sure Hope gets bad news, but Carter will make some updates to his tactics and keep fighting back. In a shocking turn of events, the bold and the beautiful fans have been left reeling after the latest spoiler reveals a dramatic shift in Steffy and Ridge Forrester's plans for the future. Their bold vision for the future of Forrester Creations, especially the anticipated revival of the Hope for the future fashion line, has come to a screeching halt. What was once a promising avenue for the fashion empire's growth now appears to be doomed, leaving Steffy and Ridge in the midst of one of the most tumultuous and unexpected crises in the history of the Forrester family. Let's break down how this all happened and what it could mean for the Forrester family's legacy moving forward. Steffy and Ridge's vision. Steffy and Ridge had long been the power duo within Forrester Creations, often working in tandem to steer the company in the direction they felt would secure its place at the top of the fashion industry. With their combined leadership, the brand managed to stay at the forefront of luxury and cutting-edge trends. But for Steffy, a new vision had been brewing in the back of her mind, a revival of Hope for the future. The Hope for the Future line, once spearheaded by Hope Logan, played by Annika Noel, had always held sentimental value within the Forrester legacy. Despite being widely regarded as a successful and popular collection, it had been shelved for years due to a variety of reasons: personal conflicts, business tensions, and shifting market demands. However, Steffy's determination to bring it back was fueled by a desire to revive the line and solidify her own legacy in the fashion world. Ridge, ever the protector of the Forrester name and brand, saw the potential in Steffy's idea. He agreed to invest resources into the revival of the line, knowing that it could potentially bridge the gap between the Forrester dynasty and the Logan family, whose influence on the company remained significant. The plan seemed flawless. Hope for the future would be the perfect way to capitalize on the existing loyal customer base, while introducing fresh designs that could attract a new generation of fashion enthusiasts. But Steffi and Ridge's dream would be short-lived. The sudden shutdown. Just as Steffi and Ridge were preparing for a grand relaunch, everything changed. The spoilers reveal that Ridge's vision for the company, one that involved strategic expansion and a diversified portfolio, collided with Steffi's single-minded ambition to revive hope for the future. Ridge's desire for greater stability within Forrester Creations led him to make the call that sent shockwaves through the company, shutting down the line permanently. While the exact reasons for the decision remain shrouded in mystery, it's clear that Ridge's move was motivated by several factors, including the current economic climate, shifting consumer demands, and internal friction within the company. The stakes of reviving a line like Hope for the Future were simply too high, especially when Ridge considered the possibility of it overshadowing the more established collections, like the Forrester Original line and Ridge Forrester's own creations. For Steffi, the move was a betrayal. Her vision for the future of Forrester Creations, which she believed was a natural progression from the past, was derailed in a single stroke. Her dream of reconnecting with the past through Hope for the Future, revamping it for modern tastes, seemed to slip away before her eyes. The fallout and Steffi's reaction. The immediate fallout from the shutdown has been dramatic. Steffi, who had invested so much time and energy into making the revival of hope for the future a reality, is now left to pick up the pieces of a dream that was crushed by her own father. The spoilers tease that Steffi's heartbreak will be compounded by feelings of betrayal. Ridge, the man she trusted, the one who she thought understood her drive and ambition, has dismissed her vision in favor of his own, colder, more calculated approach to the future. Expect Steffi to lash out, both at Ridge and at anyone who stands in her way. Her reaction could ignite further tensions within the Forrester family, possibly straining relationships with not only Ridge, but also with Eric and others who may have differing opinions on the future of the company. Steffi has always been fiercely independent, and this setback could push her to make decisions that alter her path, perhaps even causing her to question her role at Forrester Creations. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Remy's bold kiss move on Elektra. What happens when rejection strikes? The bold and the beautiful spoilers and updates tease Remy Price, Christian Weisman, will maintain his facade of being charming and naive. Elektra Forrester, Linnea Grace, sees Remy as a close friend and undoubtedly perceives him as completely harmless, in spite of her fleeing to LA from something. Viewers quickly picked up on Remy's obsession, noticing his extensive collection of Elektra's photos resembling a shrine. Given Remy's unsettling behavior as a stalker, many suspect he might be the mastermind behind Elektra's deepfake photo controversy. However, Elektra remains blissfully unaware of this potential threat, at least for now. To her, Remy is just a kind-hearted friend she's relied on before. Remy is certainly determined to ensure Elektra follows through on her promise to spend time together. It won't be long before Remy starts urging Elektra to make plans, possibly even to visit his new apartment. With Deacon Sharp, scene canon, giving him the green light to stay in the upstairs unit, it's easy to picture Remy enticing Elektra into his space. He might eventually give her a tour and look for a chance to spend some quality time together. Eager to be the one Elektra confides in, Remy could steer the conversation toward the photo scandal and the humiliation she experienced. Ironically, he could offer her comfort, even though he's the source of her distress and embarrassment. Elektra had already showered Remy with several hugs during their initial reunion. It's clear that she has a fondness for physical affection with him, which might encourage Remy to pull her in for another embrace when they find a moment alone. This could spark a decision for Remy to take a chance with Electra. Aware that Electra is growing closer to Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, Remy might feel the urgency to act before she becomes even more attached. He could be contemplating a way to win her heart and perhaps steal a kiss when the opportunity arises. Electra is simply seeking friendship with Remy, but he might attempt an unwanted kiss, only to face rejection. Could this be the moment when Electra finally realizes something is off? Will Remy manage to conceal a dark response, leaving Electra feeling uneasy? Our insight suggests that we will eventually pick up on the tension, sensing that Remy could be trouble. Upcoming spoilers tease Will may need to step into a heroic role in the future, so stay tuned for all the surprising twists and turns ahead. In the glitzy world of the bold and the beautiful, where passion runs deep, secrets swirl in the air like smoke, and love triangles are as common as a designer dress, a new dramatic twist has everyone on edge. Remy, the charming and enigmatic businessman, has been making waves ever since he arrived in Los Angeles. But in his attempt to gain Electra's affection, he's about to make a bold and daring move. A kiss. But the real question is, what happens when his passionate advance is met with rejection? Remy's growing obsession with Electra. From the moment Remy first laid eyes on Electra, there was an undeniable connection. His gaze lingered just a little longer than it should have. His words carried a weight that seemed to speak directly to her. Electra, a woman of elegance and mystery, had her fair share of admirers. However, none had caught her attention quite like Remy. Her cold exterior couldn't hide the flicker of interest when Remy entered a room. Yet Electra's emotional walls were high, and she guarded her heart fiercely. Remy, who had always been a man of action, couldn't resist the temptation any longer. As the days passed, his feelings deepened, and his intentions became more obvious. He watched her from across the room at social gatherings. Every time they shared a conversation, he felt his desire for her intensifying. He had made up his mind. He would no longer wait for a moment to come naturally. He was going to kiss her, make it clear how he felt, and hope beyond hope that she would feel the same. The bold move. A kiss that could change everything. On a crisp evening, as the stars twinkled over Los Angeles, the perfect moment presented itself. The two of them were at a charity gala hosted by the Forrester family, a lavish affair that showcased the city's elite. Remy and Electra stood on the balcony, overlooking the city lights below. The soft hum of music and laughter from the ballroom faded as they found themselves alone in the night. Electra, with her sharp wit and icy demeanor, was speaking with her usual elegance, discussing the details of a business venture. Remy, however, could hardly focus on her words. All he could think about was the way her lips moved, the way her eyes sparkled in the moonlight. It was the perfect moment. His pulse quickened as he stepped closer to her, his eyes never leaving hers. "I think you're more than capable of making this venture a success, Electra," Remy said with a smile, his voice smooth and confident. Electra looked at him, her lips curving ever so slightly. "You think so?" she asked, her tone skeptical, but with a hint of curiosity. Remy nodded, then took a breath, letting the tension between them build. Without thinking any further, he reached for her, gently cupping her face with his hand. Time seemed to slow as he leaned in, feeling the anticipation build. Electra's breath caught, but before she could protest, Remy closed the distance between them and kissed her. The rejection, a shock that shatters confidence. The kiss was bold, powerful, and passionate. But to Remy's shock, Electra didn't respond the way he hoped. Instead of wrapping her arms around him or melting into the kiss, Electra froze. Her lips remained unmoving, her body stiff with tension. It felt like an eternity before she pulled back abruptly, her eyes wide with shock and disbelief. "Remy, what are you doing?" she asked, her voice calm, but a faint edge of irritation creeping in. He stepped back, suddenly realizing the magnitude of his mistake. I thought you felt the same," he stammered, his usual confidence completely shattered. Electra shook her head slowly, her eyes narrowing as she took in the situation. "You don't know me, Remy. I don't do impulsive gestures." "Not like this," she said coolly, her voice as icy as ever. The rejection hit Remy like a slap to the face. His heart raced as he tried to process the words she'd just spoken. For someone who was so used to getting what he wanted, this was a humbling experience. "I'm sorry," he managed to say, his pride wounded, but his feelings still raw. "I just thought, maybe I misread everything." Electra didn't answer immediately. Instead, she turned away, gazing out at the cityscape as if trying to regain her composure. Remy stood frozen in place, unsure of what to do next. For the first time in a long time, he didn't have a plan. His bold move had backfired spectacularly, leaving him vulnerable and exposed. What happens next? The fallout from the rejection. In the aftermath of this bold kiss, Remy is left grappling with his own emotions. He's never been one to be rejected, and this brush with failure is something he's not used to. His self-assurance takes a massive hit, but Remy is not one to give up easily. He knows that to win Electra's heart, he'll need more than just passion. It will take patience, understanding, and maybe a little humility. But the question remains, will Electra ever soften to him? For Electra, the situation is just as complicated. Her cold exterior is a defense mechanism built over years of painful experiences. While part of her is flattered by Remy's attention, another part of her remains resolutely uninterested in becoming emotionally involved with anyone. The kiss has left her conflicted. Though she's firmly rejected him, she can't deny that something stirred within her during that brief moment of intimacy. As the days pass, Remy will undoubtedly try to redeem himself. He'll find new ways to show Electra that he's not just another player in her life, but a man who genuinely wants to get to know her, to understand the woman behind the walls she's built. But will his efforts be enough? Will Electra allow herself to trust him, or will she continue to keep him at arm's length, protecting her heart from the risk of yet another heartbreak? Meanwhile, others in the Forrester circle, such as Steffy and Liam, will watch the drama unfold, each offering their own opinions on the matter. Steffy, ever the strategist, might offer some sage advice to Remy, while Liam, with his usual honesty, will likely tell him to back off or risk getting hurt again. In the end, the kiss may be just the beginning of a complex and unpredictable journey. Remy's bold move has set the stage for an emotional roller coaster, one where rejection doesn't necessarily mean the end, but could very well be the beginning of something even deeper. Stay tuned as The Bold and the Beautiful continues to unravel the drama, intrigue, and passions that make this show one of the most unforgettable soap operas on television.